Hello and welcome to the Scorpio New Moon Community Ceremony. As you all know, we try to do these a day ahead, so the Scorpio New Moon is officially tomorrow, but it is my hope that our being together in sacred space and ceremony will help us all to navigate these deep, deep waters. So I'm so glad you're here, whether you're here live or listening to the recording. My name is Judy Keating, and I am the co-creative managing partner of Wise Transformation with the incredible Bonnie Salomon. And our mission statement is, we are two women intent on reconnecting elemental wisdom and divine feminine magic to everyday life. So I just thought you'd want to know that. So welcome, welcome. So this is a pretty standard agenda, but I like for people to know what we're going to do. We're going to talk about a couple of upcoming events. We're going to set sacred space together. We're going to talk about Scorpio and the timing. And then we're going to use the Elemental Forces of Oracle deck by Lisa Michaels to get some guidance about what we need to focus on in terms of this new moon and what we're working on. And we'll be done in about an hour, maybe a little less. So Bonnie and I have been creating some magic for 2021. I don't know about anyone else. I might be ready for 2020 to complete and step into a different frequency. So we're going to have a 4-part mini course. I call it a mini course because it's just an hour, 45 minutes for each day. They're going to be 4 different modules, and it's going to be about actualizing a loving foundation. We're going to talk to you about how to set your foundation, how to set your family's foundation, how to set your community foundation, and how to set your foundation with the rest of humanity. And then second to that, we're going to do an all-day Create a Dynamic Year on January 9th. And you'll notice there's links on the page here to Rizuku. We're going to get something loaded on the website that's easier for people to click on, but it's in our classroom already, our marketing page. So I just wanted to ask you if you're interested to hold a couple of those dates. January 9th will be our all-day part. And I realize that if you're on the West Coast, that would be 6:30 in the morning, and that might be torture. It will be recorded, and you can jump in when you wake up. So there'll be other parts throughout the day. And if you wanted to choose both, we're offering it as a discount for $235 for both of the courses. And we're offering a payment plan of $123 in a 2-month payment plan if you're interested. But we just wanted to let you know that we are looking forward to 2021. We are trying to set the stage for all of us to move forward with a great foundation. And this is what we're going to be offering. So just those are our events that I want to talk about this time. And now we're going to move on to opening up the living field of creation. So if you can, put your feet on the floor. And because we're in a time of deep transformational water, I'm just going to ask that we balance it with a lot of earth. And one way that we do that is to drop a grounding cord into the center of the earth with your intention. And you may notice that when you do that, your feet pull towards the earth. And you just want to ask Earth to support us with really solid containment today. And we ask air to give us breath. And we ask water to be gentle and rejuvenating today. Even though we're in the darker waters of Scorpio, we still ask for water to rejuvenate us as only water can. And add in some extra love. from water. Just open to receive. And just feel the water in your body getting love from the archetype of water. And fire. We just ask for a spark today so that we can be with fire in a way that assists us, enlivens us, and gives us joy. You know, Scorpio is about diving deep, but it is also about extending your emotional capacity to the heavens. So with a spark of fire, and then Spirit, we just ask for each person on the call live or listening to the recording, that each person feel the support of Spirit in their way, the source of their understanding. That Spirit give them guidance and compassion, and open us up today. Beautiful. So we're connected to the living field of creation and the elemental forces. So when we're in a new moon, it just so happens that the sun and the moon are aligned in the same archetype, which gives us a really great understanding of that archetype. And we get a boost of energy in this realm. So when I talk about Scorpio and what that boost of energy would be like, Scorpio is the sign that asks you to feel all of your feelings, every single one of them. It helps you to develop emotional maturity, to deepen your psychic power or intuition and sixth sense, to source your life force. And when I say life force, I mean all of your life force. You know, life force isn't tidy. It is what animates us. It is big. It may not feel big in each person, but the force that keeps you going, the force that makes you alive, has magic to it. And Scorpio allows for transformation and regeneration, and it can be very, very intense. So it's an opportunity to learn to manage intensity and to let go of what no longer serves you. It's very connected to our sexual and Kundalini energy, and it helps to bring shadow into consciousness. Some people call it dark, but most people call it shadow, in terms of if we had no shadow, we would have no depth. Meaning sometimes the dark night of the soul experiences are what give us our true learning, our true understanding of how empowered we are, how we can feel lost, but that if we hold steady to, even though I can't see, I believe I will come to the light. Scorpio is about diving deep, but it's equally about coming up into the light again. It's both. So you just want to connect to these energies. Even if you don't have Scorpio in your chart, we're feeling sort of an intense dark energy. And when I say a contrasted energy, let me call it that. There's a lot of things happening in our world where there are systems that are crumbling. There are people that are screaming two sides of an argument, but there's also this sense of what was old is hanging on by the fingernails, and it's leaving. and it's time for the new. And Scorpio creates a container where that transformation can happen at a very deep level. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking to you about Scorpio, because it's a sign that a lot of people go, oh, I think I'm going to back away. I think I'll just take a nap while this is going on. And it's not time to do that. It's time to dive deep into your own shadow. Know that you are safe. Know that you are protected, and that this is part of the work that we do when we do these calls. So I'm going to start today with giving you a journal prompt. Ask what feelings you are resisting feeling. Really important to take a look at that in this window. What are you resisting in the feeling realm? And I'll put on some music. Just let us ponder that. Okay, if you can let me know in the chat when you're done. Oh. Just going to wait for a couple more people. There's beautiful thoughts being shared in the chat, and I'll share them in a minute. Okay, I'm going to start to share the thoughts. If you're not quite done, just keep working. But Sue Ann shares, I have been resisting fear because it comes unbidden and seemingly out of nowhere. So I have felt a deep out of control feeling. It is very hard to quote unquote just experience it, but resistance is futile since almost every morning it appears, and I do have to deal with it, and so I am learning. Yes, thank you, Sue Ann. We're all learning. That's a great way to have compassion about it. We're learning. And in the work that I do with CCT, part of the healing is to let it come up so it can be released. It's leaving. Well, we might have been holding it in our body, and it's time for it to come up to go, is another way to hold it. Anger and outrage at what has been happening in our country, especially, Dodie shares, wanting to set people straight, quote unquote, yet keeping my mouth and typing fingers shut because I want to stay focused on unity consciousness and trying to stay loving instead of adding to the negative discourse, but the anger is bubbling. Juliana let me know she's done. Sandria says, open to higher emotions of joy. Absolutely. Thank you, Zandria, for bringing that up because it's important to know that it's both ends of a spectrum. Meredy says, done, resisting the fear of not being seen and heard. I hear that, Meredy. Kristen says, I'm resisting fear and resentment. And Juliana added, facing the fear of pain in the darkness and shadow. Just your awareness, ladies, makes a difference. Just the fact that you're willing to acknowledge it puts you in a different place with it, because then you become the observer of it and the participant. Christina Ireland says the fear of love with 5 planets in Scorpio and is an empath. I feel it all. So Christina, we thank you for taking on that divine assignment. And yes, yes. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful, ladies. This is such great work. And you're helping everyone by sharing. Your generosity is amazing. So, Scorpio is about the sorceress. And at a new moon, we usually choose something to focus on. So we can. I just wanted to put out there, are you willing to source from what is your greatest asset? And I wanted to share that because like Christina sharing that she has so much in Scorpio, her greatest asset could be feeling all of her feelings. I'm not saying that is Christina's, I'm just using it as an example. I hope that's okay. But sometimes our greatest asset is the thing we do that we think everybody else does that is the easiest thing in the world. It could be organizing things. It could be cooking good meals for your family. It could be um, researching something. It could be being able to sit with a friend who is grieving. So I just want you to recognize in Scorpio, we become the sorceress and we get to dive deep into our own source. And so I just want you to consider during this window, what is your greatest asset? And we're going to dive into the questions. And I'm going to use Lisa Michaels' beautiful deck, the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle. And if you have a deck, I always encourage you to pull your own cards, or if you have another deck that you like to use. It doesn't have to be this deck, but I use this because most of our community that's been here long term has the deck or is familiar with the deck. So that's why we use it. So we're going to take Scorpio and the fact that water magnetizes. We're going to take the water magnetization skill and use it. So before we start with the cards, is there anything that you're working on that you want to bring attention to in this new moon in Scorpio? Anything in particular? But it's a great time if you want to move something forward, even if it's an emotional piece or a relationship piece, or could be just getting something done around the house. It doesn't have to be complicated, but it's great if you have a focus of something that you're going to work on during this new moon. So I'm going to use the word magnetize throughout my questions today. And I pulled a card from the deck for the collective, and I pulled containment today. I did want to add Christina is also pondering where to live as she has to move in December, and she wants to leave Vancouver, BC, British Columbia. So I wanted to make sure that got added in. But what is needed to magnetize your creation into form? The water realm is magnetizing. We can pull things towards us with our emotional realm. Okay, just want to keep up. Merity says, I want to attract my complement in personal, domestic, business, spiritual fields. Great. All right, so what do you need to magnetize any creation you have in front of you into form? When you look to the magnetization question, what do you get? And containment is here for the general support of everyone, and you can pull your own card. Just let me know when you're done in the chat. No rush. We got plenty of time. Just waiting for a couple more people to let me know they're done. Okay, I'm going to start reading some of the chat. If you're not done, just keep going. Juliana shared, I want to bring my internal light and wisdom out to guide more in this world. Juliana, I hear that, and I bet that just by this intention, you are doing it. So thank you. Dodie says, I'm getting that I need to pull from my own magic within, that I already have everything I need to accomplish my desire. Beautiful. Sue Ann says, what a hard question. I'm working on a book and collection of songs to share Mayan and Sufi wisdom. I've been working for years on this. I want to publish this year. I need help, suggestions, information, and what form is best to get this out into the world. I continue to need places to be inspired to write, and I have the determination to do this work. I need people who can help me get this out. Beautiful, Sue Ann. I know you'll do it. It's great work. Juliana let me know she was done, as did Kristen, as did Merity. And Christina shared clarity of purpose, strength and courage, a crystal ball, trust, $10,000 in the bank. I love the specificness of this. This is great inspiration, Christina. 1 or 2 committed souls, a place that serves my needs, warmth, calm, water, write my book. So we've got a couple of authors here. Maybe you all could exchange emails and support each other if you want. Just saying. Beautiful, 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 everyone. So now we're going to move into water. And I got nourishment as the card that I pulled for the collective. Water nourishes us. And most of the world is dehydrated because we don't drink enough water. I just want to glance at the chat really quick before I move on. I need to surrender, trust, and believe me in my power. Bring joy, love, compassion, and creativity in all I do. Be grateful and always generous. Sorry for the misspells. Fine. I think I got you, Juliana. You can unmute if that's easier too. But I think I got you. So this is a really important part of whatever we're trying to move forward. What deep feelings need to be felt and accepted to magnetize my creations? Know that emotions are energy in motion. If you don't feel them and let them move, they stay stuck. So what deep feelings need to be felt and accepted to magnetize my creation? That's what we're asking. Sometimes the best way to move feelings is to cry, and that has magic. So, tears are sacred. Hmm. If you can just let me know you're done. Got several great shares here. Thanks, Sue Ann. Okay. Just beautiful. So Dodie shares allowing deep serenity and peace in to restore and stabilize my inner balance, moving at a slower pace in my head so serenity can come in more easily. Fantastic. Sue Ann says, I need to feel passion, determination, joy, enthusiasm, hope, grief, anger, trust, understood, Love and being loved, supported. Thank you, Sue Ann. Merity says, OMG. Oh my goddess, as I like to say. My card is clear, clean, and current, which is another card in this wonderful deck. Spot on, she says. This experience exercise ceremony made it very clear my playfulness and openness to strangers must come through without being muddled or confused. Easy, simple, not overly cerebral, strong, but not overbearingly so. Beautiful. So Anne let me know she was done. Christina says, fear of failure. I get distracted easily and procrastinate. Loneliness, not having a partner to co-create with and have my back. Fear of change. I'm comfortable and my community is here. Sadness, shame that I'm not as successful at my age and stage in life, financially or otherwise. Passion and compassion, joy, bliss, and ecstasy. Christina, thank you for sharing the allness of it soup. Kristen says, I need to feel grief, anger, trust, love, be vulnerable, and self-acceptance. Crying today is helping to move a lot of stagnant energy. Good work, Kristen. Merity says, I must provide for others what is truth for me. See, Andrea says, done. Feeling of love, nurturing, compassion, allowing all of it, or allowing of it all is the correct. Trust that everything will come out, release and manifest at the right time. Juliana shares. I hope you all recognize how beautiful each of you are and how much your sharing helps everyone else. It really is wonderful to spend this time with you and to be taught from your wisdom. Just beautiful. Okay, now we're moving to the air realm. And I got vibrational attunement modalities. One of those vibrational attunement modalities that some of you know I do is crystalline consciousness technique. Very helpful if you are having difficulty, and I will be posting the date for the next free group session for that soon. But any vibrational attunement modalities, that can be things like Reiki. It can be sound of any kind. It can be toning. It can be listening to music. It can be singing. There's many different vibrational attunement modalities, and just being out in nature and hearing natural sounds, I consider to be a vibrational attunement modality. I'm sure there's many others. But we're going to look at beliefs today. What beliefs do I need to magnetize my creation? What beliefs do I need to magnetize my creation? Keep going. You're doing great work. Mm-hmm. Beautiful work, ladies. Just going to wait for a few more people. Let me know they're done. We're doing great. Okay, so I'm going to give you a challenge. I'm not going to put you on the spot, not going to make you do it on the recording, but I'm going to ask you to these beautiful things that you wrote down about what beliefs need to be magnetized. I would invite you to read them aloud. Again, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I would really invite you to read them out loud. And even if you feel more brave, read them out loud to the mirror. Okay. I'm going to read them just so everyone else who didn't get to be here today can benefit from these beautiful, beautiful things. So let me go back up. Dodie says, believe in myself. This is just an ongoing journey. Yes, it is. Thank you for noticing that. Me too. Beliefs that I'm not enough or too much is a feminine belief wound that needs to go the way of the rotary phone. I love it. I love it. Kristen says, I'm enough, worthy, lovable, complete, whole, trusting, strong, brave, and the universe has my back. Yes, it does. And thank you for noticing. Xandria says, we are all masters. Believe it, baby. Believe it. Thank you for that. I love the emphasis and the baby. Round of applause. Christina says, I can do it. Yes, you can. Juliana, Meredy says, focus on what is working, what is good and true, as opposed to getting stuck on what's wrong or / the enemy. Not a contest or competition against. It is playing with, dancing with. Beautiful, Meredy. I love that reframe. Good work. Just want to make sure. Want to go back up to Suzanne. Believe that there are people out there who will need and appreciate my work, that this work is meaningful and useful, that I can get the support I need. Wonderful, Sue Ann. Going back up again. Christina says, I can do it. All is well. I am safe. I am enough. I have all I need to make it so. Flights will go as planned once I book it. No such thing as a mandatory unless I skipped and I didn't mean to. Coming. Unless I say so, for my sovereign self, which means no testing for any reason. I am a great manifester. Thank you, Christina. We're glad you're here. Okay. Merity says, focus on, I did say what is working. She said, not a contest or competition against it. It is playing with, dancing with. Juliana says, being grateful. Lets me truly see the reality of it all and ease the circumstances, no matter how difficult they are. I see all that I already have. And Kristen says, we can do hard things. Yes, we can. And Christina says again, yes, we are all masters. She loves that. Zandria, she loves your share. Thank you for that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So if you are watching this on YouTube, if you want to put your beliefs in the comments on YouTube, that would be great. A way to get more people involved in this work. So good job. So now we move to the fire. What actions do I need to take to magnetize my creations? And I pulled Radiant Self for the collective. Please pull your own card. But what actions do I need to take to magnetize my creations? Keep going. You're doing great. So Dodie says, I'm going to stop the music for just a second. So, embrace the assets I keep hidden and reach out in new ways to connect and co-create. Sue Ann says, I recognize that I am already doing some right now. I have led some retreats and ceremonies. I'm learning more about Mayan wisdom and ceremony. And I will be recording more songs with my son. Sandra got go within and all will be revealed in divine order. Oh, your son in Atlanta. That's where I am, Sue Ann. And I will be doing some compelling work there and in Pensacola. I need to talk to folks who know something about publishing. And that's great. Kristen says, take my creations, get out of my head and show up in the world and in my relationships and engage in more consistent self-care. Christina says, reach out to people I know currently living in Mexico and Costa Rica. Research on sites for flights and places to rent. Yes, that action will move the universe forward to support you. And she's looking to rent for 1 to 3 months. Write out the possibilities. There's an exercise. I know we might go a little long today. There's an exercise called It's Totally Possible. And then you just put what you want. It's totally possible that I could find a place for X amount of dollars for this many months. I'm just using Christina as an example, but it's totally possible, especially when you feel stuck, and just you can be as wild and as abandoned as you want with It's Totally Possible. Organize my stuff, Christina continues, to put back into storage, purging what I have with me now, gathering superfoods and necessities, a few completions to wrap up, pray, meditate, focus daily, staying grounded and high vibe. Great work, Christina. Okay. So we're going to move on to spirit. Let me just read this other chat. I don't want anyone to not feel heard. Merity says, I want to use your card, Radiant Self, then picked my own just because. Got Life Force, and wow, that too. Brought up childhood and that natural, guileless energy. My grandfather's nickname for me was Smiler. That is what I do. That is how I connect with others and through active laughter. Beautiful, Merity. Good intuition. Use my card and another card. Beautiful. So with spirit, what do I need to align with to magnetize my creations forth? And I'm going to let us work with the unified field as well. So what that means, if you aren't familiar with the term, we're going to take what earth, air, water, fire said in spirit, and we're going to put it together in some sort of cohesive way that we have an action step to move forward. We have a plan. So the unified field I want for your unique Scorpio new moon, because it's going to be different for every person. And spirit, what do I need to align with to magnetize my creations forth? And I'll give you extra time to do both. Thanks for being patient with me today. You all are so beautiful. I love spending time with you. I just have to add in, I pulled grace and trust for the collective in spirit. Bye, Christina.
Thank you so much, everybody. Bye. Have a beautiful day.
Okay, finishing up when you can. Um, Christina had to step away. She had an 11 o'clock, but she um, thank you so much to all of you for your devotion to the greater good. Blessings on this new moon in Scorpio, and may your soul soar in these crazy times. Kristen says, surrender and allow trust my and surrender and allow trust my intuition and inner guidance to keep me and be open to the journey. Meredy says alignment equals resonance in terms of vibration, singing with others, toning for others, storytelling and in the company of others, writing for others, tone of words, finding my voice, quote unquote. I also pulled grace and trust. Synchronicity, unified field, earth card was organic timing. Dodie says alignment with my own integrity and values, trusting in myself. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Every single one of you. Just so appreciate you. So as we finish up, I just wanted us to take a minute. There's a couple more chats. Let me get them in. Grace and trust will help me, are helping me, Sue Ann says. Uh, Dodie also added, being in alignment with all of my being, shadow and light, I connect deeply with my true essence. Beautiful. So I know we're a few minutes over, but if you have a second, I just wanted to ask us all to send love and support to our fellow women and men on the planet. There's just so much going on with COVID, with the election, with social injustice. I think that we could, just as a collective, send love and deep support for a minute. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you all very much for your time. Being here means so much, and sharing from your heart. It just profoundly grateful. And we'll meet again Sunday, November 30th at 3 o'clock. Even though that is Thanksgiving weekend, I did want to meet before the next day, which is the Gemini full moon. So just wanted to make sure to give you a chance to dive in if you can be here. Yes, let me just reply really quick before we sign off. Thank you all very much. Sue Ann, if you'd stay on for just a second, we can, I can reply privately. And love to each of you. Thank you again for your work. Enjoy the Scorpio new moon, and we will meet again soon. If you are interested in the courses, ooh, you're right. I made a boo-boo. Sunday is the 29th. I was going back and forth, 29th, 30th, 29th, 30th. Which one should I do? The 29th. So thank you, Zandria. Thank you. The 29th is when we will meet. I will be sure that that gets put out in the newsletter too. So if you like these recordings, know that they're going to come to you in email tomorrow, and you could forward the email if you think a friend or two might enjoy this work. Forward the recording to them so they can get on YouTube and watch it. Appreciate you, Zandria, really do. Just need to put a message. So sign off if you need to. Blessings, everyone. I'm just typing a quick message.
Thank you, Judy, for doing this.
Sure. It's my pleasure. Thank you for being here.
See you in a couple of weeks.
See you in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, thank you, Judy.
So appreciate welcome, Meredy. Yes. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.